A kid named Don spends his time playing a well-known VR game called Azure Sky. Along with his party, he takes on the game's 10th anniversary quest, which requires them to hunt down a staggering 50,000 slimes. While the slimes themselves are weak and easy to kill, the sheer number makes the task feel endless. During the hunt, Don notices that slimes are naturally drawn to flowers. Using this discovery, he hatches a plan. Lure the slimes together with flowers, then wipe them out all at once with magic. The strategy works perfectly, allowing the group to destroy thousands of slimes. By the end of the day, they finally complete the quest and each member receives a reward chest. Everyone else is thrilled with their loot and decides to log off for the night. But when Don opens his chest, he finds something unexpected, an Azure Sky trial card. Shocked that this is his only prize, suddenly, he's pulled into a black hole and sent hurtling downward, eventually crashing into a grassy field near the starting village. To his horror, he realizes he has been transformed into a skeleton warrior, a monster class considered the weakest and most worthless in the entire game. Confused but hopeful, Don reminds himself this must be special since it came from the 10th anniversary quest. Eagerly, he checks his stats only to find he's pathetically weak. A slime decides to piss on our AMC and Don crashes out instantly. He attacks the slime. However, his kick has no effect. The slime retaliates in anger, launching him through the air and crushing him to death. Respawning, Don continues trying to fight various monsters, but each battle ends in defeat. Frustrated and hopeless, he despairs until he overhears two rookie adventurers nearby. A new idea sparks. Don begins performing flashy dance moves, hoping to provoke them. The bold adventurer mistakes him for a hidden boss and accepts the challenge. Instead of fighting directly, Don flees, deliberately attacking a group of goblins so they will aggro onto the adventurer. Confident the rookie will win, Don hangs back, planning to soak up shared experience once the goblins are slain. We then learn that Don has been playing Azure Sky for 10 years. What a fucking loser. After leveling up to level 5, he goes back to take revenge on the slime that once killed him, defeating it and asserting dominance. Someone sign him for the NBA. News soon spreads among new players about a mischievous skeleton warrior causing trouble near the starter town, prompting them to seek help from more experienced adventurers. By the next day, Don has gained two skeleton underlings, Bonnie and Fatty, who recognize him as their leader. Dreaming of becoming the strongest existence in the game, Don leads them until a powerful level 25 knight named Jake appears. Jake swiftly slaughters Bonnie and Fatty, then deals heavy damage to Don before finishing him off with his sword. After respawning with half his experience gone, Don burns with a desire for revenge against Jake. He resolves to reach level 20, knowing it will grant him a job promotion and allow him to take on a human form. Determined, he grinds through monsters until he finally achieves level 20. Confidently, he heads to the city for his promotion, but the guards refuse him entry, labeling him an unnamed monster before killing him on the spot. Meanwhile, a new character named Bubbles joins Azure Sky. She witnesses another beginner recklessly rush into the forest, only to be ambushed and beaten by a group of higher-level skeletons. We cut back to Don. He teaches the skeletons how to prey on players, lure them into traps, beat them, and loot their belongings. The skeletons love the plan. Unbeknownst to Don, a cat ninja spies on his activities from the shadows. Elsewhere, 3 new adventurers prepare to face the wolves. To their surprise, they witness skeleton warriors farming wolves, stabbing them repeatedly from behind, behavior monsters should never display. The skeletons proudly return with Valve materials, boasting that they even robbed players during the hunt. Don is thrilled, realizing his followers are becoming smarter as they level up. Leaving Fatty in charge, Don sets off to explore the wider world, considering becoming the pet of a beast tamer as a way to enter the city. While observing rookie beast tamers, he spots Bubbles searching for a pet. She attempts to capture a cute pink slime but fails because it still has full HP. Refusing to give up, she tries again only for Don to intervene. Bubbles is heartbroken, upset that she got a skeleton instead of the slime she wanted. She cries, saying she wanted something cute. Don insists he's cute too, but she calls him ugly. Don quickly claims he was once a handsome prince. Though doubtful, she reluctantly accepts him, giving him entry into the city at last. Inside, Bubbles admits she knows nothing about the game. Don tells her she can rely on him, even treat him like a fellow player. She laughs, saying she can't take him seriously because he's just a skeleton. Don assures her things will change once he gets his promotion. When Bubbles points out that promotions require lots of money, Don generously gives her some, saying he already has enough saved up. Touched, she promises to become a good master to him. They spend the day together, unaware that the cat ninja continues spying and later reports everything to his master. That evening, Don enters the promotion hall after Bubbles removes his collar. He places the required materials for the statue, which accepts them and allows him to undergo the transformation. Finally, he gains a human form. Meanwhile, Bubbles recalls Dawn's claim that he was her hidden quest. A squirrel NPC approaches, warning her that hidden quests are extremely difficult to unlock, suggesting she was tricked. "Get your ugly ass out of here." He points out that she shouldn't have been able to capture a level 20 pet at her low level, meaning Dawn must have let himself be captured. He tells her stories of pets who betrayed their masters, urging her to get rid of Dawn. Afterward, he leaves with a sinister smile. "Thank God this motherfucker is so hideous." Dawn reappears in his new human form, expecting her to swoon over his appearance. He's shocked to see Bubbles crying. She confronts him, asking if he lied. Dawn admits he did, but kneels before her, swearing loyalty. Still, Dawn can't shake thoughts of the squirrel, especially after receiving a cryptic message warning that he is being watched and must complete the main quest for answers. Later, Bubbles overhears mention of the Godhead entrance exam and asks Dawn about it. He explains that Godhead Academy is one of the largest and most prestigious schools in the game, and graduating from it makes players legends. Furthermore, the first place prize in the entrance exam includes hints for the yearly main quest, which last year caused a war, with the winner gaining the most powerful artifact. Excited, Bubbles rushes to register, dragging Dawn. At the registration site, Dawn notices members of mega guilds, large, elite groups with over 100 members. Nervous, Bubbles mentions she's only level 10, which catches the attention of Jake, the same knight who once killed Dawn. Jake mocks her as a noob and offers to help. Dawn steps in, claiming his master is strong enough for the exam. Jake laughs, calling him weak, and attacks. Dawn dodges skillfully. Enraged, Jake unleashes his ultimate skill, yet Dawn summons ice from the ground, creating an ice sword. With it, he disarms Jake, immobilizes him, and finishes him off with a barrage of ice blades. Bubbles beams with pride, while the registrar asks for her pet's level. Dawn calmly reveals he has already reached level 34. As Dawn and Bubbles explore the city, they come across a robbery. Dawn immediately dismisses it, knowing it's just a low-level quest that isn't worth their time. But Bubbles rushes over to check on the victim and insists that he chase the thief. Dawn obeys. He freezes the ground ahead, causing the thief to trip, and quickly retrieves the stolen goods. Just as he hands them back, however, the girl bypasses him entirely and pummels the thief, shouting that he robs her every single day. Grateful, she treats them to a meal for helping her out. During the conversation, she admits that most people ignore her, and Dawn and Bubbles are the first to ever lend her a hand. Excited, Dawn believes they've triggered a hidden quest and eagerly awaits the treasure reward. Instead, the girl hands them her business card. She introduces herself as Yuko. Disappointed, Dawn sulks until Yuko gives Bubbles a book. It turns out to be a guide for the Godhead entrance exam, which Dawn immediately recognizes as an extremely valuable resource. Bubbles then asks why she didn't get a reward when she helped Dawn with his job promotion, since he claimed he was a hidden quest himself. Dawn smugly replies that his eternal protection is the reward. He tries to explain, but the system censors his words. The filtered speech makes it sound as if he's cursing at her, and Bubbles smacks him before storming off. Dawn realizes with frustration that he cannot tell anyone his true story. His only hope is to complete the main quest. Later, they visit the skeleton warriors, who are now building a camp alongside goblins. The sight terrifies Bubbles, who immediately tries to run away, but Dawn reassures her, saying he is their leader. The monsters, not recognizing his human form, surround him and prepare to attack. Dawn transforms back into a skeleton warrior and calls out to Bonnie and Fatty. Fatty is overjoyed to see him and quickly updates him. The skeletons have enslaved the goblins, forcing them to dig tunnels, and they've even built a throne in his honor. Amused, Dawn instructs Fatty and Bonnie to help train Bubbles, declaring that she needs to reach level 39 within a week. Leaving the camp, Dawn trains on his own, practicing new skills and gathering materials for Bubbles' promotion. He focuses on strengthening himself, determined to ace the exam and eventually find a way back to his own world. After a few days, Fatty introduces Bubbles to a group of slimes. Spotting a cute slime, Bubbles attempts the capture, while the skeletons help weaken it. Just as she's about to succeed, Jake suddenly appears and kills the slime. Bubbles furiously demands to know why he did that. Recognizing her, Jake nervously asks if Dawn is around. When Bubbles says no, Jake sighs in relief only for Fatty to hurl Bonnie at him, knocking him backward. Fatty then kicks Jake between the legs, and together the skeletons beat him senseless. They tie him up like livestock and present him to Dawn. At first, Dawn doesn't recognize Jake in his battered state, but Fatty reminds him that this was the knight who killed them before. Dawn realizes Jake could still be dangerous if freed, so he orders them to hold on to him. Soon, they head to the site of the Godhead entrance exam, where Bubbles has already reached level 39 thanks to her training. As Dawn reviews Yuko's guidebook, she approaches them, and they decide to team up with her. All the candidates gather before the Academy's dean, introduced as one of the strongest people in Azure Sky. However, he clumsily trips, and his assistant quickly helps him into a chair. Once seated, the dean announces the beginning of the exam, activating several portals for the candidates to enter. The announcer, a man with a green afro, explains the rules. The first round takes place on an island where candidates must obtain 3 Phantom Marten pelts, complete 3 contraptions, and solve 3 magic puzzles. Completing at least 2 of the 3 tasks is enough to advance, but only the top 50 candidates will move forward. Members of the 2 strongest mega guilds Shenuin and the Luminaries step up, and a fierce rivalry immediately sparks between them. Yuko suggests hunting Phantom Martens first, but Dawn predicts the forest will be overcrowded since everyone will rush there. He suggests splitting up. Meanwhile, the cat ninja Mushroom receives orders from his master to keep watch on Dawn. Dawn uses the guide to locate a Marten spawn point. Though the creatures are lightning fast, he uses his magic to kill one, catching the attention of Green Afro. The announcer is stunned to learn that Dawn is only a pet but already level 61. By continuing to follow the guy, Dawn quickly completes the pelp collection task. From the shadows, Mushroom observes and reports to his master Yu, who is also breezing through monsters. Mushroom debates interfering, but admits he finds Dawn interesting. Suddenly, Dawn sneaks up on Mushroom not to fight, but to offer him pelts for sale. Mushroom refuses, but Dawn hounds him, lowering prices and chasing him relentlessly. Mushroom flees, exhausted, but Dawn persists, even putting makeup on him and playing pranks before finally handing him some pelts with a warning not to get sloppy on spine. Mushroom later reports everything to Yu, who orders him to spread word that Dawn is selling pelts. But that's all for today. Make sure to like and subscribe if you want more of this series.